Good afternoon to us all. Not sure if I should say good afternoon, but this is your section on youth media that brings to you what's happening right here in Kampala. And today we want to bring to you what's been happening in Kampala from morning up to this very moment, and the latest that is coming in is about the bomb blasts that are happening. I am going to be your anchor, Jude Klein, and my co-host
Show Brenda, as we are looking at this bomb blast that is happening. Actually, it's the breaking news all over town, and we are bringing you live here in the studio, but also we're in the field bringing you live of the live events, how it happened and all that, those who are injured, how far and all. We are bringing you live here in our studio, Jude.
Yes, now this section is to cover everything and all that is happening about the bomb blast that happened today morning, and in the same segment we are going to be talking about all the other bomb blasts that have been happening in and around Kampala and within Uganda. Now, for those of you who do not know what's happening at this moment, you are very behind, but I would like to bring you up to speed. So a bomb blast happened today in the morning at around 10 a.m. The bomb attack was on CPS, which is Kampala's Central Police Station, and at the same time Jubilee House, which is on Parliamentary Avenue. This bomb blast has claimed a number of lives, as I'm going to show you a number of pictures and videos from the field.
Well, you can be also obvious. We are showing you some of the few clips. It's actually traumatizing how it happened.
Very much.
Because it created tension in town, not knowing what was going to happen. We all know that we have seen various instances of bomb blasts, but they have said this one was really hard. It hit really hard, and it left lots of people injured, lots of people dead. We have the later type number of people who are injured. They have not yet, the police has not yet said how many have been injured.
Exactly.
But from the clips we are seeing around all over social media, some of the clips that they're showing you on our screen, it's really traumatizing that this happened, because even the police has come up and also they have shared a clip of how it happened, which they showed it on their CCTV cameras. How this happened. It's really sad that people have lost their lives, because everybody now, we have been receiving phone calls. How are you? Are you okay? For some of those who are in town, we have tried to call them. Yeah, it's really a trauma, as you're watching on the screens there. That is around CPS, because it's really strange that this really happened, Jude.
Now, for those of you who are wondering where CPS is, because for sure we might be dwelling in the city, but we do not know the location of CPS. So CPS is on Buganda Road. That is in between Koki Tower, which is a newly built tower, shopping mall, business hub, and at the same time is at City Square, and at the same time is along Kampala Bombo Road.
And this is a police station.
Exactly.
It's really daring for such a plot to happen, especially where the police station is.
Exactly.
It leaves a lot of questions, because if somebody planted it there and they go extreme where the law enforcers are, it's really a daring attempt, because it gives you how about those areas where there is no police station?
Exactly.
What will happen? Well, this has created a lot of tension in town, and various clips of how people have been injured. You have seen various people with their faces are destroyed. Some of the pictures we may not display because of the nasty, how it may be. It may be disturbing to your eyes, but as it's happening in Kampala, it's really strange.
Yes, so the situation in the city right now in Kampala Metropolitan is very unstable. People are still on high alert. My advice to you who is still at home right now is stay where you are, because the city is not safe at this very moment. The streets are roaming with the red top. As we know them, they are very brutal, and they do not take anything so lightly. Now you could be asking yourself, why are they deploying the red top? This is to stabilize at least the peace and whatsoever is happening in the city right now, because for a fact we do not know what the terror was about, and what was the motive behind the terror. And at the same time,
you're even displaying that picture or the video of that's around, I would say that's around CPS.
Yes.
Where you see the trauma, and now people are also on looking on how the bomb blast, as you're seeing the ladies falling down, it's really traumatizing, Judah.
Yes, very much. Now, I still urge you to stay at home or wherever you are. Stay put for the meantime until at least the situation calms down. But for this very moment, please stay where you are. Now, for those of you who are coming from Bombo Road and still insist on to going to town, Bombo Road has been gazetted off right from Fido Dido onwards up to the lights of Ginger Road. Not the lights of Ginger Road, but the lights that split Kampala Road heading down to Nasa Road. So that junction has been gazetted off, so you won't be able to pass through, and you will have to find alternative routes. So for those of you who are in public means and still heading to town, you're going to have to find alternative routes of getting back into the city because that area is still gazetted. And at the same time, the traffic is very heavy on these intersections because it has been diverted.
Yeah, the traffic is really heavy, and even you have seen the red top. You can display some of the picture of that. Yeah, as you're seeing, that is Jubilee Building, the insurance building. That's where one of the bomb blasts that happened. And they claim also that, so we have seen pictures of people who are dead, like lying on the streets, which is really traumatizing. You're seeing the officers there. It was really attention there.
Yes, so these individuals are yet to be identified.
Exact number of people who have been involved in this incident, how many have lost their lives. And on that spot, we have a report that there were 10 ambulances at least to take people to the hospital. Some have been taken to Mulago, others to the nearest various hospitals, which is really important. That some people, it happened and some didn't know even what was happening. You could just see people running all over the streets and you're wondering what is happening. You run to the opposite side, but now, right now, if you go in town, there is heavy deployment of the red top. All the law enforcers are on the streets at least trying to enforce. We have pictures of the red top in town, how they're enforcing the law. So if you have no business in town, and actually I would say if you don't have really anything that is don't go there, just stay at home.
And if at all you insist on going to town, please do carry your national ID on you, or at least any form of identification for any sort of emergency, because it is up to you to keep yourself safe. And if you insist on going to town, as I've told you, the situation is still dire. So if you're to take that risk for whatever reason you're going to town, please carry some form of identification on you.
Not only town. If you're moving, because right now I know the police or all the law enforcers are very crucial right now. If you're doing anything suspicious, trust me, you'll be taken in. Even the curfew hours, those who have been violating them, try to be very vigilant on that and on that note, being vigilant, the police has come out and also issued some of on the tele numbers you can get them in case you want to report something suspicious. They're going to display the numbers on your screen. Yeah, they have the toll-free line, the MTN line, and also the Airtel line, the UTL line. Well, they're going to display the numbers, don't worry about that. But we are still showing you some of the few clips of what happened there, how people got injured, how people are on tension, which is really...
Yes. At the same moment, the parliament has so far been suspended from attending these meetings. So they were supposed to attend a sitting today.
Yeah, they had a sitting today,
but it has been suspended on matters of security and all of that. On all parliamentary members were evacuated from the parliament sanction at whichever time they were there at.
Well, the clerk to parliament, Kasaija has issued a report on the suspension of the sitting of parliament today on the 16th of November 2021 on the behalf of the deputy speaker of parliament. Well, we don't know when they will sit again. It may say tomorrow, but I believe it may be put on hold because you never know what may happen tomorrow, how organized, and even the trauma in your head.
That is true.
The trauma, because I have a friend who works there, like up there on Missouri Courts, up, as you know, just next to Parliament. Yeah. He was also telling me how he was going downtown before the incidents happened.
Yes.
But you could imagine the scare, even those people who are around, they just really to panic, and it was really devastating.
That is true. And at the same time, I think it's a good call for the parliament to actually postpone or put this sitting on hold, because you just never know what the motive of these attacks is about, and you never know. So the central police station is it's a significant area here in Kampala Metropolitan, and at the same time, this is the habitat of the parliament. So if they can make an attack on the police metropolitan, the police station, which is very close to the parliament, you just never know what could happen next.
Actually,
So,
they said it was near the IGG offices.
yes.
Which is really you see, when you look at the bomb blast that happened today, it's like a real target of the real strong areas where the commotion is, where the corporate. Because if you go at the police, at the CPS, that is something who can go there to put a bomb there or plant it. You could imagine. Now, if you also go there near Parliament Avenue,
Exactly.
yeah, it's really.
So a lot of infrastructure has taken damage. A lot of property has taken damage.
Cars, especially
have
cars,
burnt down. There is also, of course, the Jubilee building, the entrance in the content that we have at the moment. The Jubilee entrance was on fire, and all of that has been ongoing. And yes, the property damage is still being assessed up to this very moment. But we shall keep updating you on what's up and whose cars and all of that sorts, because I'm sure along the CPS, that CPS, it has that parking for the malls, for the Koki Mall, and of course CPS, the parking yard, and also for the impounded cars. They all park there. So most of these properties took damage, but nevertheless, there is also the loss of lives. Some officers, from the footage that we have, we see some officers lying on the ground, either unconscious or dead. But we are yet to confirm all of this, as of the reports and the investigations are still ongoing.
Well, as you're on that, and you're saying that some officers have, but we still have. I would like people to either please display that more pictures on how people are displayed on the ground. We have seen the various people displayed because if you know that how the bomb blast, it just scatters people.
Exactly.
So we have some of more clips on this, and I would like they are going to display them because this is really traumatizing for those who. Please, we repeat: if you have nothing to do in town, don't go there.
Yes.
If you don't have, even I would say, even if you're going to go to town, they're chasing people away from town.
Exactly.
Police has forced them, all the shops that were still open during the instance, they forced them to close.
Yes. As a matter of fact, it's not even the police that needed to force anybody to close up their shops. For shops along Bombo Road, by the time it clocked about 11 a.m., most of the shops on Bombo Road were closed. That's the same with all the shops on Koki Tower and all the shops along Buganda Road were closed at that very moment. Well, that is
one of also the victim who was injured during, as you're seeing, people running and the commotion and all the confusion which is happening. It's really, people are just running left and right. You know, when such instances happen, you don't know what to do there.
Exactly.
And then
you don't know how to handle such a situation.
You don't know.
Yeah. So for those of you who arrived in the city and did not know what was going on, I'm sure you're also as confused as anybody else who was in or around the city. But yes, I'm happy for a fact most of us reached out to our friends who we know that dwell in the city or around or near that the place of incidents, and reached out and tried to ask, hey, are you safe? So yes, go ahead and reach out to your friends who you think could have been affected by this bomb blast. That includes those ones working in and around Buganda Road or Koki Tower or Bombo Road. You never know. So yes, reach out to your friends and find out how they're doing, and find out how to help them one way or another. But
also we take hold on those who have been injured in this victim. For those who have lost their lives, if you have a relative who has lost your life in this bomb blast that happened this morning, please, you can share out. But it's really so saddening, and that is what we woke up to.
It is very, very saddening to have a bright morning. Yeah,
we have a bright morning. I at least not anything happening, then something like that, it happens then.
That is very true. It's so we had a very good morning, and then all of a sudden this happens and just kind of dooms the entire day. For most businesses in and around the Kampala metropolitan have been actually shut down.
Yeah.
So business has been put on a halt. So As a matter of fact, one of our journalists who was in the field when they were walking, when they were trying to take cover the story, they saw a number of money trucks parking in whichever banks they belonged to. So for those people who were planning on doing some banking in these buildings, like for example Mapera House, you're not going to be able to access the building because it's that whole area is gazetted off, so you're not going to be able to make any transactions. So that means even the business is affected.
Yeah, just know when such instances happen, just know everybody is affected. No matter business, if whatever sector you're falling in, you will be affected then.
Yes.
If you don't lose your life, if you're not injured in the schedule, at least the economy or your business may be affected. Now, for the example, now people working in town, they're forced to close their shops.
Yes, they have been forced to close their shops and still await on the police orders on when and how to reopen, because they have to follow some sort of protocol. That's of course after verifying how and what caused the bomb blast. So yes, this investigation is going to be ongoing, I think,
and
for a long time.
And you are telling me you also, because Jude was also in town when this happened, and you are telling me on the border, you are stopped to move on?
Yes, most definitely. So I got into town a few minutes, I think, after the bomb blast. And I was offline, so I did not know exactly what was happening. But on the way to town, so I was using Bombo Road, again heading to the direction of the incident. The border guy notices that the other border guys, a bunch of them were heading the wrong direction, so driving onto oncoming traffic. And he stops and goes like, Musaja Nzenkomi. You know, in Luganda, in English, that simply means, hey man, me, I'm stopping here. I'm not taking any further step from where I am because I don't want to endanger myself. And indeed, I give applause to that border guy, because you have to look out for yourself first.
Even if it was you,
you have to look out for yourself first.
You can't see danger up front and you go for it.
Exactly. So yes, he had to stop right there where he is, and I get off and try to head wherever I was going to. But it was very hard to even get there. Reason being, I had to use the less ordinary routes. Yeah, all of us are used to that specific route.
Yeah, all of us. But now, as you're seeing on your screen, it should be reminded that this is not the first bomb blast that is happening.
Exactly.
It's not the first. We have seen such instances where also there was a bomb blast on the bus of Gateway, for those who know, we shared such a story. But not only that, we have seen also a bomb blast that happened in Komamboga, where at least we lost lives there, we lost some lives, and some of them were injured, and even up to now, some of the victims, like the Chichonja, she's still nursing wounds, and she's also crying out, she's laying out her cry, like she still has the nails in her stomach, she needs more help. So all this, that impact it leaves on us, it's really traumatizing. And as a country, when you wake up, you never know what may happen. But because of such instances that have been happening, at least I've called upon everybody to be very vigilant and report any suspicious instances that you see. And from that, we have also seen where we see the bomb scare, where somebody leaves a bag and you think maybe there is the bomb, and you report and they find something else.
They find shoes,
Pampers, and all that. But still on that, the police have said, please, this is like an attack that is going to still, they suspect that you never know where they may plant it again. They are telling you, be very vigilant, and they have reported, they have also displayed their numbers, how you can get them. They have displayed numbers on MTN. For those you shouldn't have an excuse, but maybe I have MTN. No, they have a toll-free number for all of you who don't want to incur any expense. They have toll-free numbers on that. They also have toll-free numbers on MTN. They have toll-free numbers on UTL, as you're seeing on the screen. That being displayed clearly. Please write them down, at least if you can write them down, or take a screenshot for those who are watching us live here, or it may be on your phone, on your laptop, on all. Don't forget also to share this link, because this is something that is ongoing and not everybody should miss. There are those who are wondering what is happening in town, but we're bringing you live here in Kampala some of the clips on how it's happening, the situation in town. We're reporting it live.
Yes, and this comes ahead of the presidential address that is supposed to be happening on Friday 19th, 2021. That is of November. And I wonder, why this very moment? Why on this day? So these attacks keep happening, and with we would like to think it's a coordinated event. One after the other, these attacks are happening, lives are being claimed, properties are being destroyed. But yes, we would like to know what the president is going to tell us, and how to debrief us on what's happening and how we're supposed to combat all of this, which is ahead of us on Friday. But at the same time, today the president left for Entebbe State House. Yeah, his convoy was sighted on Entebbe Road, heading to the State House of Entebbe. That means he probably was leaving the State House of
Don't say it was
Nakasero.
because you told me you were also in town. You saw the cars moving as this situation was happening.
So yes, I'm assuming he was heading to.
Because we all know Nakasero is also close to CPS, around there. It's up a little bit further up, but it's around, I would say, the same surrounding area.
Yes.
And he has also told maybe he was going on further other works and other activities. And I believe also I know he's going to come up with a report on this, because in the past instance he has called them such people he called them pigs. I don't know whether he's going to still repeat it again, but I don't think he's going to change the statement. But he's going to in the past instance he said they'll get these people who have been doing this. And for some other attacks or the bomb attacks that happened, the police came out with a statement and they said they linked it with the ADF.
Yes.
Yeah, they linked it with the ADF. We don't know what they're going to link this with, but I believe it may be in the same circle with it. It may be. But also to remind you, we had a report from the UK, where they issued a report and they were warning us for such attacks that are going to happen. The attacks, they say, the attacks will happen in the central town, marketplaces, churches, all the public gathering. They sent that report to Uganda and they said, please be on the alert. That was even prior, before even the first attack we had in Komamboga.
In Komamboga, yes, that is true. So from the beginning to right now, a lot has been going on. We also had the bombings, not necessarily related, but they also still remain bombings of the children who picked up some sort of orange-looking material, and turned out it was a bomb, and it claimed some lives at the same time, injuring several others. And then there was another bomb blast last week of again 2 children from a military training ground that also injured the 2 children. Now there is this bombing which has happened. It's actually a twin bombing, because it's almost happened simultaneously, one after the other.
Yes, you're saying when the bomb is happening, people are just scattering all over.
Yes, most definitely you have to look for the safest ground when anything of that sort is happening.
Well, the air was all compared to the smoke.
Yes.
It's really saddening, but the police are also trained to handle this.
Yes, so the police are working very hard and tirelessly to find out who is responsible for
that is
the
at
attack.
CPS. So for those who are watching, that picture is at CPS still. That's because we all know that the bomb blast was also there. Well, when I look at that picture, it also reminds me of the picture that the police shared. It came on from the CCTV cameras of the police, what they shared. And they were showing how the bomb started, where it began from, and they're going to share you that picture that video, about of how it started. And they shared at least something. At least the CCTV cameras, they managed to share something on what they captured at least. Yes,
but many of these videos are circulating in the media, and right here on YouTube we are still also bringing to you these videos, the content of what's happening, so that we keep you up to speed on what's happening in and around Kampala, about the bombing situations and what's being done about it.
Well, on that point, what has been done about it, but George, you were mentioning some other crucial bomb attacks that have been happening. For example, the children that were affected in the bomb. Exactly. For example, the bomb in the bomb barracks. But now the difference with some of these, we have seen various instances where the first instance where it happened, I would say Nakaseke. In Nakaseke, where that one the police said it was an old landmine. An old landmine that has, maybe it was used in the First World War, or the wars that happened in the past.
Yes.
But now, even the another one that happened, they say it was it was from the scrap that people pick scrap, and we told them on here. I remember we on Behold Africa reminded them, please just don't pick anything just because you want to earn money.
Yes.
Because we're in a crucial moment where people will take advantage. They will use anything against you. If they find your weakness is scrap, they will bring something in the form of scrap. And if you dare pick it, you're bringing harm to the people. But now this one, it's not like something somebody picked or anything. It was a targeted, and especially them happening at the exact moment. That is really crucial.
That is true.
It really happened at the exact moment, and not in a far range, in the same location. It really leaves a lot of questions.
A lot of questions. On everyone's mind is why, who, what is the motive? So all of this is on every Ugandan who is living here in Kampala and even around the country. They are still asking themselves, okay, why is this happening? Who is responsible?
Yeah.
And what are we going to do about it?
Yeah, what are you going to do about it? The only thing is just everybody to be very crucial, very vigilant, and be on alert, be suspicious of anything you don't understand. Please report it, as we showed you the numbers on our screen. If you say you don't have maybe money or airtime to call, they've given you a toll-free line you can always call on. Report anything suspicious. And also, if you have nothing to do out there or in town, don't go there. You may be taken in.
Yes, but for some of you who were in town in the morning when the incident happened, we would like to hear some of your views on what happened, where were you, and yes, how did you manage to stay safe? We would like to hear from you. So write a comment in the comment section below, and we'll read out your comments in the nearby future.
Well, we shall not even now we can respond right now. So if you share any comment and you want us to talk about something, or you want us to play a video, we shall play it, because we are here to report the live bulletin, how it happened, who are injured. And who are injured, I said earlier, at least 10 ambulances were staged in the place to take all the casualties, those who are affected, to the nearby hospitals.
Yes.
Please. So as the numbers are being displayed on the screen, please rate them, because you're in a crucial moment where you should not take anything lightly. Uganda at the time we take things lightly.
Yes, we take a lot of things very lightly.
We take things. I will even give you an example of baby COVID when it came in the earlier days. People didn't take it serious. Not until people started losing their lives. They're like, oh, we should put on numbers.
Serious,
so even on this, please write down numbers. Be very crucial. If you see anything suspicious, you see anybody doing something suspicious you don't understand, at least report to the officials.
That is true. Yeah, because those are the only humans that are going to help us combat whatever is happening,
because
for whatever instance it is.
Yeah, and you never know where it will happen. Today it happened that where not everybody, no one had an idea of how it happened. And where it was going, because I remember in the last instance that happened for the two children, we say they were picked scrap.
Yeah.
We didn't know that another was coming on. Yeah, that is the clip from the footage of the CCTV cameras captured near CPS. As you're seeing, they're going to show you. It displays clearly where the bomb
was dropped.
Yeah, at least.
Yes. You can see in the footage, you can see where the bomb was dropped and how the explosion scattered all over the whole place.
Well, as you see, the day is no more, and as usual, business moves on. People are doing what they are supposed to do in their daily life, and you least know anything that will come on you.
Exactly. Someone wakes up in the morning and is heading on his day-to-day chores. He's going to run his errands. He's going to work, and this happens. It's very, very alarming, very, very saddening. But yes, it has happened, and we are finding ways on finding out the cause and the motive behind these incidences.
Yeah, as the police is finding out the motive and the cause of this, I believe for that, if they're going to use the same footage cameras, I believe the same footage cameras, they also display what happened before, like prior or earlier, in the earlier time or in the earlier days. If maybe it was dropped by anybody, the footage can also show that.
Yes.
So I believe the police can also use that as a live example, which is exemplary.
That is true, but still, I will still insist on the the issue of vigilance. Stay vigilant. Yeah. Stay vigilant for in whichever part of the country you're in, because today it happened in Kampala, tomorrow it might happen in another district, it might happen in any other city around Uganda, because just as the bomb blasts have been happening in Komambuga, now at CPS, there was the bomb threat at Kamwesi. Then there was another bomb threat in Namasuba.
Yeah, Namasuba.
So yes, they are random places, but at the same time, the citizens, the natives, the residents of the areas are the ones who are affected after the bomb blast, if at all it happens. So yes, we have to stay on the lookout for whoever it looks suspicious. Definitely report them to the authorities, and they will take it on from there.
Well, as you're still seeing, we're still showing you the footage of how it happened before. As you're seeing, people are doing their normal duties, carrying out their normal business as usual, not knowing what is coming next. Out of the blue, it explodes, and you're seeing it, and it looks. This is really big. Huh?
It is very, very, very scary. Yeah, it's very scary to look at this footage.
Yeah.
It is very saddening. It is very painful to actually look at these footages,
because now it has been captured on cameras. Unlike other instances where people want to see how it happened there and then, now this is an example or a live footage of how it happened.
Yes.
For example, the one that happened at CPS.
Yes.
This is a live video that shows how it started, who was injured amidst all that problem. As you're seeing, people, when it happened, people were just deposed and displayed all over.
Yes, that is true.
Well, it's really saddening, but more clips and more clips are coming in, and we're going to share you more of this. But report what is happening. People may be wondering what is happening in town. What is it happening in town? The law enforcers are being strict. I would say shops are being closed. If you remain, do you think anybody's shop is still open right now?
Some shops must be open, but in areas that are further from the crime scene.
Yeah.
So for the shops that are on Koki Plaza, that's assured, all of them are closed.
Yeah.
At the same time, all the shops that are on Mabirizi Plaza, they're also closed. And other shops along Buganda Road leading to CPS are also closed down. But for those working downtown, that's your areas of Owino and Aham Towers and all of those, they are still operating.
Yeah, they're still operating, but Judah will tell you, if was now immediately when that commotion happened, when the bomb blast happened, people were running all over. Even somebody who is downtown, when they heard it, people started running.
Exactly.
And they may have the scare, like, because you never know, it may have happened near up there at maybe CPS. You never know, maybe another one may be down.
Yes.
So I don't blame people if they also try to run for their lives. But
yes, in the morning there was a lot of commotion, there was a lot of running. I for one also ran. So yes, there was a lot of commotion, and the commotion is still there up to this very moment, because if you don't know something, it scares you very much.
Yeah, it really.
Yeah. So there's that fear of, you're scared for your life, but at the same time you're scared of where and when it's going to happen.
Yeah, where and when it's going to happen, you don't know what is next. Especially even when it happened and you emerge out as a survivor. Out of it, you have that trauma in your head. If you have the last pictures of what happened earlier, before you are walking mobilely or you're in the building, and then you see an explosion happening. Because I also saw, as you're seeing, people are trying to at least run from the scene of where it happened, and some of them are crying. At least they're trying to ask God to help them through that, because it's so really traumatizing when you look like on all the sides. When you look, you have a dead body, maybe the other one is scattered. Well, in some of the clips, as I told you, we may not display them because they're really not appealing to the eyes. Yeah. So as you're seeing, some are laying down with. The number of people injured is not clear. How many have lost their lives? But I believe the police is going to come up with the right report.
With an official report,
yeah.
Yes. And by the end of the day, we shall know and update you on the number of injured victims and the casualties, and at the same time the fatalities that have happened after this instance.
Well, Jude, this also reminds me, such a commotion and tension reminds me of the bomb blast that happened at Lugogo?
Yes.
On the World Cup day?
Yes, that's back in 2010 or 11.
Well, it happened some years back, but still, even up to now, the impact is still ongoing.
Yes.
Which is really traumatic, because it left that day when it was the World Cup day as normal and as business was happening as usual, not knowing what will happen. Again, this bomb blast happened, and lots of people, we lost, at least we had lots of people to lose, right?
Yeah.
And it left others injured. Even up to now, some of people like still told stories, and if they try to narrate how it happened, you actually have to take a moment of silence, and you're like, really?
Yes. So yes, bombs are really something. It's a weapon of mass destruction.
Yeah.
So wherever it goes off at, it's going to leave a lot of devastation. It's going to leave a lot of deaths. It's going to leave a lot of destruction, damage to properties, and all of that.
Well, it's going to leave, and it's going to. We still tell you, if you have nothing to do in town, just leave. Please move with your ID wherever, even in various places. Because today it happened really in town. We didn't know it was going to happen. You never know where else trouble may come. As the police is also going on with their report, they have not come up clearly to say what really happened or how it happened. I think they're trying to gather their full information on this, but I believe they're going to report more.
Exactly.
And they will come up with at least a public statement. And Judy also said it here on Friday that President was said to also give a national address at least on COVID-19. But I believe on such instances it comes out at least to address the nation on what happened.
Yes.
And we also say in area in previous instances he has called such people who do such crimes, he has called them pigs. We don't know how he's going to term this, because really this is big.
It's devastating to us all, to the country at large.
For the one at Kamwamboga where it happened, he said, please leave the people eating their pigs to enjoy their pork in peace. Don't go and plant their bomb. Leave people to enjoy their pork at least. Now on this, I just leave it up to him. We are all looking at all the officials now. Parliament has also closed. At least they have suspended the sitting that was supposed to happen today. That is what is happening.
Yes, that is what's happening in and around Kampala, and we still bring you all of these stories live here at Youths Media. Now, for those of you who have not subscribed to the channel just yet, I remind you once again to tap that subscription button, subscribe to the channel, and you will be kept up to date from day to day and about all the events that are happening in and around Kampala and Uganda at large. And at the same time, after subscribing, please tap that bell icon to turn on your notifications, and you will be notified every time we go live.
Well, every time we go live, if you go live and our live, it can be anything. Right now we had the breaking news of the bomb blast that happened in town. For those who don't know, maybe a recap of what happened. Yeah, there was a bomb blast at near CPS. I would say not even near exactly where CPS is. For those who know CPS, there was a bomb blast, and also Jubilee building along Jinja Road, and also Parliament. There was a bomb blast that happened, and the number of people who have lost their lives, the number is not yet identified. It's not clear, because this was a commotion that happened, and even the people who are injured, they are not yet identified. But at least to our clear notice that 10 ambulances are there to help during these incidents, that tension and all that. And various people have come up and coming up with the various after we are going into a short commercial break, but we're going to come up with what different officials have said about this. I've also seen a post from His Excellency Bobby Wine, for the new president. Yeah, he has also said something on this. So, let us go into a short commercial break. We shall be back.
By names of Gita William, engeri gye tuli mu COVID, like tetusobola ku accessing amasomero, ade like bataddewo ekitongole website yaffe eya UTC Media, batukubiriza abazadde basindika like abaana baabwe basobola tufollowinga ku platform zaffe nga like Twitter, Facebook, IG, developinga minds zaabwe in various technical activities such as abaana basobola oyiga website designing, graphic designing n'ebirala nga tebagenze kusomero naye nga baliyigidde waka. So tukubiriza abazadde bagulira abaana baabwe data bagezeeko okola ki okusubscribinga n'okufollowinga UTC media bajja laba nga abaana bafuna ekintu obwekulira bw'okusomero.
Njeko basebo ne banyawo amanya gange itiba mugisha na nsimira nga ndi muyizo okuba ekitangala high school. Ndi wano okubategeeza nti nze nandyagadde okubeera modo oba kazanyirizo oba actor ajjudde. Era ndi wano okubategeeza nti olwa corona twajiddwa ebintu bingi, tubumbiddwa ebintu bingi nga for example TV wakali bwe tuli abaana bangi ffenna tugikozesa tetusobola laba kye twagala at the same time. Kati for example nze ndabya abamodo baganda bange bagala kyawe kati kyawe tubeera tugera kulwanira TV. Kyeneebaza kyenjaba bagamba nti olwa youth media omutimbagano omupya batukoleddeyo youth media tukoleddeyo website yaffe empya wetusobola okujjawo ekimu kye twetaaga. So nandyagadde baganda bange abalala kati nga nze ngenda nembeera ku yamodo benjagala n'ebirala ebintu bye nandyagadde okulaba. Era namwe mbakubiriza mugende namwe mugende mu youth media musobole okulaba kye mwagala ate ekisinga nabo ya ku masimu gammwe ku laptop byonna na gadget ze mwina.
Youth media, the new era.
Youth media, the new era. Youth media, the new era.
Youth media, the new era.
My name is Bukenya Rocky, and my dream is to become a physical engineer. So I follow youth media in order to pursue my dream. And I would encourage you to follow youth media on Facebook, Google, Twitter, in order to pursue also your dreams.
I'm Sesanga Hillary. You can call me Hillary Panda. I'm 18 years old, and I'm a vocalist of Form 4, going to A level. I study from Kachiri Secondary School. I follow up youth media to fulfill my dream, because youth media has done more than harm, which is helping more people, as in giving them confidence about what they are supposed to be in future, giving them morale, giving them everything. So I thank youth media.
My name is Navda Dewa, a student at Nico campus. My future dream is to become a lawyer, but due to this pandemic, schools are closed. But Senjera, Skayaya, Sizunga, Bela Siyaga, nengenda ku UTC media kuliko program ezenjalo ziyamba abavubuka oku brainstorming obwongo bwabwe bayigirako ebintu byenjawulo. N'olwekyo namba abazadde bonna eyo gye bali bagule abaana baabwe smartphones ne data basobola okukozesa UTC media. Osobola gisanga ku Facebook, Instagram, Twitter.
Amazina gange mwenda Kamsumediana. Mbire nisoma senior 3, then kwizire COVID-19 wasipopingamu bonka baletaho omusomo gw'okwegira aha simu kugwizire nafunaho ekitongole nakita UTC media kiine ebikwegise kale ekyo ekitongole kyegese eminyeeto kiine engyera ekikukwegisamu kiiwe nk'omuntu, then waheza nofunamu ekiwabe noyenda kukora mbwenu kanye oyine ekirooto ky'okuba omunamahurire, then kanye then twasitokire okwega twaza kukifunamu okwo nabo nimbasa kunyongerayo kufunako ekiroto kyange then nimpabura abazaire bitu okutogorra amasimu ga smartphone then nyo nkanye Diana kuri mbe ntine smartphone mbenda kuza kufuna ekyo kitongole then kumperize nimpabura abazaire okugurira abana data smartphone then kweyongerayo ha biroto byabo then nanye ebyo nibyo nambinire
Demva kueringa zwarwe maratsaba momberusi tomu atikui mandra ikoseyo nzezu mipe TV ya youth media youth media re mirisu lugala masana fwa eroduko ti medre opopo di yidi sadrie and yo midizo ba kwesi de woro kedi youth media re eringado solve in time so youth media re TV bano vele online de sa de yo de amadre anzi PMV koremicha kwedi ne mitale mini TV na mvani yokini ile ma cartoon na ya mvani mini remote you duersite remote go atat maduesra kini ile ma cartoon na so mita jero mina ripata piruri remedi ni yangon rarko mini blesi cartoon kumva madre nini ramedi simungwa bedroom e kadum bedroom e bo yo ra kidi sa mini nyendre youth media be midi sa bedroom tap midri mi simudu mi smartphone de andreti wewe de remi werina midi yo youth media relisu e kayu subo midlie yo opokota midizaba stress tamini su jambwa stress minsu azitie stress minsu ngwangwa de irachi worosa dilie so monza pebe dore maru atikuto mutamalu mimbe borle youth media za sars medri TV de rizu TV de comenes mombeno roro mangazie yoki waro so madiru mala kitanda dire yere mapilo bomombia malo di youth media bedidre da mas adinisa okuma dizazuku okukalema Nigeria movie na eri mayoti inler yo badir ma youth media be da kitanda dire da pilo dire mama vale eresi awal fo mirur ko tizi midori mandrai ko siyenzo zumbe youth media ngazo arue maracha arue park adinia awal fo midrangiri $100 madipi mambupi matapi woro awal fo.
By names of Gita William ngeri je turi mu covid like tukisa kwa accessing amasomero ade like batado ekitongole website ya yayi tisilize batukuliza abazadde bafundika like abana babo basobola okufolowinga ku platform zaffe nga like Twitter, Facebook, IG developing minds zaabwe various technical activities such as abana basobola yiga website designing, graphic designing n'ebirala nga tebagenze kusomero naye nga baliyigidde waka so kubiriza abazadde bagulira abana baabwe data bagezeeko okola subscribinga n'okufollowinga UTC media bajalaba nga abaana bafuna ekintu
njeko basebone banyawo amanya gange itiwa mugisha gansimije nga ndi muizo kuba ekitanga high school ndi wano okubategeeza nti nze nandyagadde okubeera modo oba kazanyirizo ba actor ajudde era ndi wano okubategeeza nti oba corona twajidde ebintu bingi nga for example TV wakali bwe tuli abana bangi fena tugikozesa tetusobola laba kye twagala at the same time kadi for example nze ndabya abamodo baganda bange bagala kyawe kati sawo tubeera tugera kulwanira TV kyenebaza kyejabo bagamba nti oba youth media omutimbagano omupya batukoleddeyo youth media tukoleddeyo website yaffe empya etusobola okujja buli kimu kye twetaaga so nandyagadde baganda bange abalala kati nganze ngenda nengoyera ku yamodo benjagala n'ebirala ebintu bye nandyagadde okulaba era namwe mbakubiriza mugende namwe mugende mu youth media musobole okulaba kye mwagala ate ekisinga nabo ya ku masimu gammwe ku laptop byonna gadgets ze mulina.
Youth media, the new era.
Youth media, the new era.
Youth media, the new era.
Media, new era. My name is Bukenya Rocky, and my dream is to become a physical engineer. So I follow youth media in order to pursue my dream. And I would encourage you to follow youth media on Facebook, Google, Twitter, in order to pursue also your dreams.
I'm Sesanga Hillary. You can call me Hillary Panda. I'm 18 years old, and I'm a vocist of Form 4, going to A level. I study from Kachi Secondary School. I follow up youth media to fulfill my dream, because youth media has done more than harm, which is helping more people, as in giving them confidence about what they are supposed to be in future, giving them morale, giving them everything. So I thank youth media.
My name is Dewa, a student at Nico campus. My future dream is to become a lawyer, but due to this pandemic, schools are closed. But Senjera, Skayaya, Sizunga, Bela Siyange, nengenda ku UTC media, kuliko program ezenjalo ziyamba abavubuka ku brainstorming obwongo bwabwe bayigirako ebintu byenjawulo. N'olwekyo namba abazadde bonna eyo gye bali bagule abaana baabwe smartphones ne data basobole okukozesa UTC media. Osobola gisanga ku Facebook, Instagram, Twitter.
Amazina gange nga Kampala bire nisoma senior 3, then kwiziye COVID-19 wasitopingamu kwonka baletaho omusomo gw'okwegira aha simu kugwizire nafunaho ekitongole nakita UTC media kiine ebikwegise kale ekyo ekitongole kyegese eminyeeto kiine engyeri ekikukwegisamu kiiwe nk'omuntu, then waheza nofunamu ekiwabe noyenanye, then twasitokire okwega okaza kukifunamu okwo atakunyongerayo kufunako ekibuto kyangye, then nimpabira abazaire biitu okutogorera amasimu ga smartphone. Then nyo nkanye Diana kuri mbe ntine smartphone mbe ndakuza kufuna ekyo kitongole. Then
Zezu mipe TV ya youth media. Youth media re mirisu lugala masanto.
Oya kia. Oya. Naniga.
Looking for CPS. For payments around here. It was around 10-6. 10-6. Yes. 10-5.